Welcome to the 75-Hour Policy Appeal online workshop. This workshop will cover the various aspects of the 75-hour policy and go over the requirements for the 75-hour appeal. If you would like additional information regarding the 75-hour policy, please visit the website listed here at findyourmajor.illinoisstate.edu/75/. You may be wondering why Illinois State has this policy. Illinois State wants to help students make progress towards graduation, and being in a major is a critical step in making progress towards graduation. In order to complete your degree, you must be enrolled in a major and finish all the requirements towards that major, in addition to other graduation requirements. You cannot graduate as an undeclared or general student. If you are not declared in a major by the time you earn 75 hours, it is difficult to continue to make progress towards graduation. So, in order to continue as a student at Illinois State and also receive financial aid, you must be enrolled in a major by the time you earn 75 hours. If you are a general or undeclared student who has 75 or more earned hours currently or will have 75 hours earned at the end of this semester, then you are in violation of the 75-hour policy and you must submit an appeal. Submission of the 75-hour appeal is required in order to continue as a student at Illinois State for the following semester. You must submit an appeal every semester that you are in violation of this policy, but more than one appeal is not ideal. If you are not sure whether or not you need to submit an appeal, contact your university college advisor. We understand that you may be meeting with an advisor from a particular department or school. However, your department or school advisor cannot tell you whether or not you need to submit the 75-hour appeal. Please contact your university college advisor with any questions. The 75-hour appeal is available through your iCampus account. It is an electronic form that you will fill out and submit via iCampus. The appeal will ask you to demonstrate a reasonable and realistic plan for gaining admission to a major, which we'll call Plan A, as well as an alternate major, which we'll call Plan B. The plan that you submit must be approved by the university in order for you to continue as a student at Illinois State. You will be notified of the decision. You'll be notified of the final decision of your appeal after grades post at the end of this semester in which you are filing the appeal. You will be notified through iCampus, your ISU email account, and U.S. Mail. You will receive one of 3 decisions regarding your appeal: approved, conditionally approved, or denied. If your appeal is approved, no changes are necessary at this time, and you may progress with courses as planned. If your appeal is conditionally approved, the review committee has some concerns with either your Plan A or Plan B major, and changes may be necessary. If your appeal is denied, your registration for the next semester will be purged, or if you haven't registered yet, you'll be blocked from registering for the next semester. You will not be able to register for future semesters, and you may not re-enroll at Illinois State for at least one semester. After one semester, if you would like to return to ISU, then you may apply for readmission. There's information on the admissions website regarding readmission. Submitting your appeal is very straightforward. The appeal is available in iCampus. Log into iCampus, click on the Academics tab, and then click on the link 75-Hour Appeal Application. You will need to enter your PIN number, and then you can access the appeal. The appeal is only available during specific dates, and those dates are listed there in iCampus. Now we'll take a look at filling out the actual appeal. Again, it's very straightforward, and iCampus will walk you through the appeal step by step. The first question asks you to choose the department or school for your intended major. For example, athletic training, exercise science, and recreation and park administration majors are all part of the School of Kinesiology and Recreation, so you would choose Kinesiology and Recreation from the drop-down menu. As another example, University College is the department which houses the University Studies major, so you would choose University College from the drop-down menu. The second question asks you to choose your primary intended major. Choose your first choice major, your Plan A major, from the drop-down list. Question 3 will ask when you intend to apply to this major. You want to include the semester and year when you plan to apply to this major. Question 4 asks if you have applied to this major before. This is not referring to when you filled out your application through the Office of Admissions. That is what we would consider an external application. We want to know if you have submitted an internal application to this major during previous semesters, or if you have already submitted an application this semester. Choose yes or no. If the answer is yes, you will want to include the semester and year in which you applied to this major. The committee is looking for a pattern of behavior. It will be a concern for the committee if you continually apply to the same major and are continually not granted admission. That should be a concern for you as well, and something you want to talk to your academic advisor about. Question 5 asks, have you met with an advisor? If yes, whom? Hopefully your answer to this question is yes. If you have met with an academic advisor, please include that advisor's name. You can list an advisor that you have met with in university college, or an advisor from a department or school if you have had the opportunity to meet with an advisor in your intended major from that department or school. If you haven't yet met with an academic advisor who can help you through this process, now would be a great time to set up an appointment. Question 6 is asking about your Plan A major. What are the current GPA requirements to gain admission to your chosen major? You may know this information from conversations you've had with an advisor, or you may know this information because you are familiar with your major requirements that you can find online. All the major requirements, including GPA, coursework, and additional requirements, can be found on our Find Your Major website. And that link is listed here at findyourmajor.illinoisstate.edu. If you don't currently meet the requirements to be admitted to your Plan A major, describe your plan for meeting those requirements here. For example, if your Plan A major requires a 2.5 GPA for admission and you have a 2.4, you can say, I currently have a 2.4 GPA, but expect to have a 2.6 at the end of this semester. You can use the GPA estimator in iCampus to estimate your grades. You want to include this information as part of your appeal to show the committee you know what it's going to take to get into your intended major. If you already meet the current GPA requirement, you can go ahead and mention that as well. Perhaps your major requires a 2.6 and you currently have a 2.8 and expect to have that or higher at the end of the semester. This is good information to include. It shows the committee that you know the admission requirements of your intended major. At this point in the appeal, we are still referring to your Plan A major. The next question is, what are the current coursework requirements to gain admission to your chosen major? You can again reference the Find Your Major website if you are not sure of the coursework requirements for your intended major. Some majors don't have specific course requirements. If your major does not require specific courses to be admitted, don't leave this question blank. You can write that there are no course requirements, and that way the committee knows that you didn't intentionally leave this question blank. If you do not meet the requirements for the coursework, describe your plan for meeting them. Even if you meet the requirements, go ahead and put that information down. Maybe you're looking at a major that requires several courses and you have completed all of them. List those courses and the grades you've earned. Maybe your major requires certain courses and you're currently taking them, or you plan to take them in the near future. Go ahead and include that information too. For example, you could say this major requires Accounting 131, which I have already completed, and I plan to take Accounting 132 next summer. This is good information to include to show the committee that you not only know the requirements, but you have a timeline in place for completing those requirements. The next question in the appeal is, why do you feel this major is a good fit for you? This might be easy to answer in 1 or 2 sentences, but we are looking for more than that. The committee would like to know more than, I like to work with people, or I like these classes and I do well in them. We want to know what research you've done to indicate that this major is a good fit for you. What skills, abilities, traits, and characteristics do you have that makes this major a good fit for you? How does this major connect to your career goals? Articulate to the committee that you have put some thought into this and that your Plan A major is something that is a good fit for you and something that you're committed to completing. From this part forward in the appeal, we are going to be talking about your Plan B major. As part of this process, you are required to choose an alternate major, or Plan B, in addition to your intended major, which is your Plan A. Please keep in mind that because this is a Plan B, an alternate major, it should not have the same admission requirements or more difficult requirements than your Plan A. If Plan A doesn't work out, then Plan B is probably not going to work out if it's the same or harder to get into. For example, if you choose marketing as your Plan A major and management as your Plan B major, that would not be a good idea, as marketing and management have the same admission requirements. If you didn't meet the requirement to get into marketing, then you wouldn't meet the requirements to get into management. You would need to choose a different Plan B. So for the Plan B alternate major, you're going to choose from the drop-down list the department or school which houses your alternate major, and then you will choose your alternate major from the next drop-down list. For your alternate major, you are also required to articulate the GPA and coursework requirements needed for admission. Describe how you plan to meet the respective requirements of the alternate major you've selected. If you already meet those requirements, list them here. Don't leave any of these questions blank. Again, if you are not familiar with requirements for a specific major, please visit the Find Your Major website. The final question of the appeal is going to ask about any extenuating circumstances that may have impacted your ability to gain admission to a major. You can include information that hasn't already been previously covered that you feel the committee should know about. This is your chance to list any extenuating circumstances if you have any. Please keep in mind that extenuating circumstances are different than excuses. If you don't have any extenuating circumstances, don't leave the question blank. Simply say something like, I have no extenuating circumstances. This will be the last section that you need to fill out in the appeal. Once you get through this section, you just need to submit the appeal. Your appeal will be submitted online through iCampus. The appeal application is very user-friendly, and iCampus will walk you through the process step by step. Make sure you submit your appeal by the appropriate deadline, which is also listed in iCampus. If you have any questions, please be sure to talk to your University College academic advisor. He or she can help you with the appeal, provide additional explanations, and discuss any future plans that you have. Hopefully this workshop has given you more information about the appeal process and you feel comfortable submitting your appeal online. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the appeal process, please contact your University College advisor by stopping by Fell Hall, room 340, or by calling our office phone number at 309-438-7604.